Tonight at 6, hospitals prepare for the worst.
I have never seen anything like this before.
A controversial church plans another mega conference.
An arrest is made after the witness in a murder case is found dead in an alley.
Colorado takes action against a mobile home park accused of voter intimidation.
Governor Polis passes his own stimulus plan. 435,000 Coloradans will benefit.
Plus all the news that's not fit to print.
It's alarming because they look so real.
And the way to return home after the East Troublesome fire.
It's just so devastating.
Good evening and thanks for watching this hour-long edition of Denver7 News at 6. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. A few months ago, we flattened the curve, and tonight we are behind it. Businesses are reeling from a 1-2 punch of cold weather and new restrictions. The stock market's in the tank.
Meanwhile, hospitals are staffing and stocking up for what could be a long, harsh winter. Denver7's Jessica Porter with more on that tonight.
I have never seen anything like this before, and none of my colleagues in Health One have seen this before.
Whitney Dahm has worked through H1N1 and the Ebola scare, but says COVID-19 has changed everything.
It's really set a new precedent for infection prevention and control, and is really going to change the dynamic of our profession moving forward.
8 months into the pandemic, infectious disease protocols have become muscle memory for healthcare workers at North Suburban Medical Center. They're stocking up on PPE and feel better prepared for the next wave.
The days really felt nonstop, but when you would wake up from when you finally got to sleep, it was really looking at, okay, what are our numbers? What is PPE supply looking like? Where are we at as far as surging? Is everyone safe?
Hospitals now have protocols for screening staff.
Are you having any of these symptoms?
Sanitizing devices and sustaining personal protective equipment like N95 masks.
We have the Tupperware containers so that when they're not using them, we can store them safely. We do reprocess them.
Healthcare workers say they've learned a lot about treating the virus. There's an uptick in patients, but they're leaving the hospital faster.
Our physicians as well, they know so much about how it's progressing and what steps they can take now to hopefully decrease the progression of it, and I just feel like all of us as a whole have become a lot more prepared.
With no vaccine, they know this will be a long winter ahead. Dawn finds endurance for the longest days when she goes home to her 1-year-old.
Really doing a lot of it for her and focusing on we want a safe world for her to grow up in.
Jessica Porter, Denver7.
721 people are currently in Colorado hospitals with suspected or confirmed cases of COVID-19. With an additional 1,400 positive cases, Colorado is now past the 100,000 mark for cases. The state health department also confirms 2 people have been hospitalized for flu, and we will receive updates on how Colorado is handling that virus every Wednesday.
Well, bad news for Costco shoppers. The location in Parker now confirmed to be a COVID outbreak site. 3 cases among employees. Outbreaks also reported tonight at Monarch Casino, Grand County Emergency Medical Services, and the Maintenance Center at DIA.
Andrew Womack Ministries will host another conference next week at its campus in Teller County. The county administrator testified on Monday that Womack has held 5 conferences since July that were in violation of public health orders. When asked for comment, the ministry told Denver7 it will be in compliance next week because the state now allows 175 people per room. The limit was previously 175 people per building. There will be no St. Patrick's Day parade in Denver next year. Organizers say even though March is still months away, it just seems unlikely the event can be held safely or legally.
Blake Street Tavern announcing tonight it's going to close Mondays through Wednesdays. The bar says there's just no way it can get by serving customers 7 days a week at 25% capacity.
435,000 Coloradans will receive a one-time check of $375 from the Polis administration.
Those who filed for unemployment between March and now are all eligible. That money is expected to arrive by early December.
The Colorado Attorney General's office says the owner of a Fort Morgan mobile home park is intimidating his tenants and must stop immediately. Several residents reached out to us after Bernie Pagel started suggesting rent would be double if Joe Biden wins the presidency. Pagel has until Friday to tell the AG's office he will comply. Otherwise, criminal and civil actions are on the table.
Aurora police releasing this video tonight of a cyclist being hit by a Humvee earlier this month. The victim says the driver actually helped him move his bike out of the road before taking off, and that cyclist was badly hurt. A reward of up to $2,000 being offered tonight to anybody who can identify that driver. Another evening without a verdict in the trial of Dreyon Deering. Deering is accused of shooting and killing Adams County Deputy Heath Gum during a pursuit in 2018. A jury has now been considering a first-degree murder charge since yesterday afternoon. They will reconvene tomorrow.
Charges filed tonight in Denver against a man accused of killing a witness in a murder investigation. Police believe Stephen Young murdered someone in Aurora on June 1st. The only witness was believed to be 32-year-old Charlie Lewis. Well, 6 days later, she was found face down in an alley off Federal Boulevard. Police say they have video of Young and Lewis walking together nearby shortly before she was shot dead.
We have some devastating news tonight out of northern Colorado. The Larimer County Sheriff's Office now confirms more than 440 buildings were burned in the Cameron Peak fire. Roughly half of those were homes and cabins. In Grand County, firefighters had to wait for hoses to thaw and roads to clear before they could start hitting the hot spots. First responders stressed that the snow only stalled this big East Troublesome fire. Containing it is still very much a work in progress.
As is returning evacuees to their homes. As Denver7's Jason Grenauer reports, even the lucky ones are in a bad way right now.
Here in Grand Lake, town is basically empty, but there are still roads closed and roadblocks in place because of what you see there in the distance. That's part of the burn scar from the East Troublesome fire that even despite the snow is still either steaming or smoking at this hour. Now, despite all of this being so overwhelming for so many, we're also now starting to hear the stories of overcoming, and we found one at the local grocery store.
Whatever I can help to do to get stocked again.
Diane Temple is staying busy at the Mountain Market in Grand Lake.
We got to rebuild our community.
Still at work despite being out of her home.
The smoke was so black we couldn't even see like a foot in front of us outside of our house.
She got out as the flames from the East Troublesome fire moved in.
We had several responders tell us that there were fires in our yard all around our house.
Fire crews got to her home just west of Grand Lake just in time.
And so they were able to save our house. So we were one of the very lucky ones.
Considering herself fortunate, though she only has the clothes she's wearing.
We're doing the best. I may wear the same clothes every day for the next couple weeks and rinse them out at night, but we're going to make it.
Today she was told she may not be able to go home for another 2 weeks.
In our neighborhood, there's 5 houses gone, so good friends and neighbors have lost everything. So we are so grateful that we haven't lost it all, but it's just so devastating.
So she's stocking the shelves, preparing for evacuees to come back, and doing what she can for her community.
So people can get in and hopefully we can start to feel a little normal again. If normal will ever come back this way, I'm not sure. In Grand Lake, I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver7.
Now, 1,300 of you, our viewers, have donated to help the victims of the East Troublesome, the Cameron Peak, and Calwood fires. And in all, you have helped raise $181,000.
Think you can spot a fake story? You might be surprised.
We can't just hide our heads. We have to be aware of what's happening.
Temperatures on the rebound. I'll let you know when we're going to hit the 70s.